gentlemen, my name is Jay Blackwell. Thank you for coming to the International Palace of Illusion. I've traveled all over the country performing in circuses, sideshows, and theaters and amusement parks. And in all of those shows, there's always one thing I like to start with, and that's what I'm going to do for you guys now. And that is some juggling. Here we go. Especially juggling, you can't even do it without the third club. Now, before we get too far into this, I'd like to remind everybody here that this is an audience participation show. Catch. Just kidding. Not like that. What I mean, in just a moment, I'm going to count to 3. When I get to 3, I'm going to start juggling these clubs. When I start juggling these clubs, you're going to start clapping, screaming, and yelling as loud as you can, so everybody on the midway and getting food thinks they're missing something cool. It'll be fun. That's a little bit early, guys. A little bit early. All right. Now, if you scream loud enough, if you yell long enough, I'll do some tricks for you. Are you guys with me? All right. On 3, as long and loud as you can. Don't let me down. 1, 2, 3. Come on, make some noise! Except for you, sir. Your mouth was moving, but nothing was really coming out. I'm right here. I can hear you. That's all I'm saying. Now, that was still pretty good, despite the slacker in the front. So I'm still going to do some tricks with the clubs, so while I juggle, keep your eye on the clubs. First, we're going to get a little bit sideways. Here we go. Holy cow! Did you see that? Did you see that? I almost dropped one. All right, let's try that again. Here we go. There we go. That's a little bit better. You can clap now. The next thing I'm going to show you is something that jugglers call the chop. That may sound weird right now, but you'll see why it's called the chop in just a moment. Here we go. The chop. See, it makes sense now, right? All right, let's try that again with the other hand. And now, an invention of my own, this is a series of chops. Yeah! I'm just kidding, that's stupid. Let's do real tricks. Let's do a couple of these. One of these guys. Under the leg. Extra added bonus trick. I'm glad you enjoyed that, but I want to take this a little bit further. This time we're going to get a little bit dangerous with a feat of balancing. I didn't say who it was dangerous for. Your pity claps. Obviously, you're not all impressed because you're not all clapping. So I'm going to be forced to take this further, make it even more dangerous. Is that something that you want to see? Just remember, you asked for it. You're just going to let it happen. Welcome to the fair. All right, here we go. Let's give it a shot. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Now, as I said, my name is Jay Blackwell, and I know you didn't come to the sideshow to see a silly juggling act. You came to see something weird, right? You want to see something strange? Well, I'll tell you right now, from now on, this show is going to get weirder and stranger as we progress, starting with the next thing I want to share with you. I want to start by asking, who here has seen the movie The Exorcist? Anybody seen that movie? Yeah. All right. If you've seen the movie, then you know the iconic scene where the young woman's head turns a full 360 degrees around and she projectile vomits. We're going to recreate that right here on the stage. Let's see the front. Minus the projectile vomit. In order to do that, we're going to need some help from someone. Let's welcome out to the stage, Ashton, our rubberneck boy.
Excuse us.
Now, Ashton has an incredible ability to twist, turn, and spin his head around like the rubber band on the propeller of a toy plane. Now, in order to demonstrate that for you, we have this contraption. What this consists of is an outer box, an inner box, and on top is a crank that turns the inside box along with his head. Now, in just a moment, I'm going to start turning that crank, and when I do, it's going to turn his head a full 360 degrees around till it comes all the way back to you. Ashton, are you ready? Are you guys ready? Here we go. We're going to go not one, but two complete and full revolutions. Let's hear it for Ashton, our rubberneck boy. Now, that's pretty cool. But right now, if I took that off his head would start spinning around, pop off, fly into the audience, land in front of that kid. He'd scream like a girl and be embarrassed. But we don't want that to happen. So before we take it off, we're going to loosen the tension by going the other way. Again, not one, but two complete and full revolutions. Let's hear it for Ashton, the rubberneck boy. The leading cause of traffic jams in America today. It's funny to me. Now, as I told you, this is going to get more strange, more weird, and more dangerous. And the next thing we're going to demonstrate for you is right here. Some of you might recognize this. It is a ladder, in fact, but this is not any normal ladder. Every rung on this ladder has been replaced with razor-sharp machetes. That's right, kids. Razor-sharp. Yay! You did it! All right. Now, I'm sure you're wondering exactly what anyone would do with this kind of piece of apparatus. So, in order to demonstrate it for you, let's welcome out to the stage our Princess of Pain, Choo-Choo.
So the first step to climbing a ladder made out of machetes is you've got to take your shoes off. You don't want the ladder getting dirty. Be very careful where you throw your shoes because you don't want to hurt anyone. And then the next step is you roll up your stockings and show everyone that there's nothing on the bottom of your feet. And now the fun part. Now, I don't know if most people realize, but climbing a ladder made out of machetes in your bare feet is really, really painful. So every time I go up another rung, I'm going to need all of you to make more and more noise. Can you do that for me? You can do that for me, then I can do this for you. And up the first rung! On the bottom of my feet. Now, unfortunately for me, the hardest part of climbing a ladder made out of machetes is getting back down. Now would probably be a good time to talk about ladder safety. You should never sit on top of a ladder. That's very dangerous. But we're gonna do this even though gravity's not on my side. Second rung, here's three. Final run. And we made it. No nicks, no cuts, and only a couple of bruises. Thank you very much. And now please, put your hands together for Corey.
Thank you so very, very much. How we doing, everybody? Having a good time? Well, folks, my name is Corey. I'm a variety entertainer from New Orleans, Louisiana. That means I traveled over 1,137 miles just to come here and show you something cool. Are you excited? All right. I'm going to do a demonstration of something that I first did about 15 years ago in front of my poor dear mother. God bless this woman's soul. My mother looked at me so concerningly with those motherly eyes. You know, that look of disappointment. And she said, Corey, I really needed to see that like I needed a hole in the head. Which is actually kind of funny because without a hole in my head, I wouldn't be able to do this. Folks, you don't have to be a carpenter to know that this is a solid steel 20-penny nail. So today, for your viewing entertainment, your optical delights, I'm going to drive into the center of my head. Oh, go on. I know. Don't I look fabulous? Now, folks, that nail is currently halfway buried into my skull. It's this far from where the stem of my brain comes into contact with my spinal cord. If I push the nail in any further, I run serious risk of severing that connection or even partially lobotomizing myself. So we don't want to really go in much further. But if you'd like to see me try anyway, let me hear you say, do it, Corey! Anybody else taste purple? Or is that just me? It tastes like I have 20 pennies in the back of my mouth. Now here's the fun part. Getting it back out again. Because sometimes other stuff comes with it. What's in the front row? You guys are in what I like to call the splash zone. And this ain't SeaWorld. That's not a burger, my friend. That's peace of mind. Oh, chill out. I was just checking for blood. But it's snot. They are not going to get any funnier if you keep applauding those things, man. Now, we told you this show was going to get progressively worse and more dangerous. So, you got the more dangerous. Let's get a little bit weird. Ladies and gentlemen, this show has had some amazing opportunities over the decades, and a couple of years ago, we got invited to do this incredible tour with the carnivals throughout South America. And while we were there, we were introduced to something they thought would be the perfect exhibit for our show, and they were not wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, what we've brought back with us from South America is the world's largest, hairiest, living spider ever held in human captivity. You like spiders, don't you? So folks, if you would like to see the biggest spider that you're ever going to see, I highly recommend that you move to this side of the tent. That way you can stare at it straight on. Because on the other side of this curtain, you can see these four lamps, folks. They're over top a terrarium, which is where Spidora lives. Now, folks, when I show her to you, please don't be scared. She's easily frightened and startled. And pay very special attention to her face. It is the most angelic, cherubic face you have ever seen on a spider. It looks almost human, and it's kind of creepy. Ladies and gentlemen, fear not, Spidora. What's up, Spidora? How's it hanging?
I'm good, Corey. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. Just hanging out with all my new wonderful friends, and they're so darn curious. They were hoping to learn a little bit more about you. Can we ask you some questions? Oh, cool. So, Spidora, other than hanging out with us here at the fair, what do you like to do with your spare time? Do you have any hobbies?
Ooh, I love to go surfing.
Where does a spider go surfing? What, do you hang eight or something?
On the web.
Now, Spidora, if you didn't work full-time here at the carnival, what do you think you might do for a living?
Ooh, I think I would work with computers.
What would you be doing with computers?
I'm really good at debugging.
We gotta get on with the rest of the show. This is absolutely ridiculous. Spidora,
Is there anything you would like to ask our fair audience before we move on with the rest of the show?
Oh, I have a question for you, Corey.
Okay, what is it?
I've been wondering for a while, why are you so ugly?
It's actually a fair question. Hey, that's not nice. There's kids here. We gotta set a good example. You owe me an apology.
No.
What do you mean, no? Do it.
No.
Apologize.
Fine. I'm so sorry that you're so ugly.
Was that so? Oh, you! Ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize for Spidora.
That she is so mean to you. Let's hear it one more time for Ron, Corey, and Spidora. Now, folks, it's time for some more danger. I'm sure you've all been wondering exactly what this contraption is. Shake your head yes. This is a bed of nails, but it's not just any bed of nails. This is the bed of nails that Ashton's father made him sleep on until the age of 12. You see, he wanted to make him tough, make him strong. Really, it just made him weird. What Ashton would like to demonstrate for you how he laid on this bed of nails as a child. He's going to very carefully situate himself on top of it. Once he is all the way down, you'll see that every single nail makes contact with his flesh. Once he's comfortable, he'll raise his arms and legs, putting all the pressure on the bed, and jazz hands. Let's hear it for Ashton, everybody. Okay, that's enough. Now, this is kind of impressive, but it's really not that impressive. Anyone can actually do this. They do this in high school science classes all over the country. But there is a way to make this a little bit more impressive, and that's increasing the pain. And in order to help us do that, let's bring her out to the stage, Miss Juju. Now what's going to happen is Juju is going to take one foot and then step all the way up onto Ashton, putting all 220 pounds of her weight right on top of him on the table. What? She's going to put all 175 pounds of her weight on top of Ashton. Increase, 120, 100 pounds, 100 pounds, 100 pounds, 100 pounds. She's going to put all 100 pounds of weight right on top of Ashton, increasing the pressure and increasing the pain. Let's hear it for Juju and Ashton, everybody. All right, as Ashton gets up off the bed of nails, you'll see the indentations in his back, but you'll notice that there's absolutely no blood. That's why we call him the Elephant Skin Boy. Let's hear it one more time for Ashton, everybody. Corey.
This is not for everyone, and not everyone has the stomach for it. What you're about to see is a demonstration of a 5,000-year-old discipline that began long ago as part of a bizarre religious practice originating with the Nagasadu. These are a group of people otherwise known as mystics, fakirs, or the holy men that walk the streets of India. Now what I have in my hand is a Japanese short sword known as a wakizashi. From the hilt to the tip, the blade is over 22 inches in length, and it's over an inch wide. It doesn't bend, it doesn't fold, it doesn't retract in any way. Enjoy. Where are your parents? Swallowing swords. Thank you very much. You're about to see it. We have different names for this type of blade. Some cultures refer to it as a crisp, Schlumberger, or serpentine blade. I just call it the wiggly one. Now this blade, folks, is going to have to be rocked back and forth to get around my protruding Adam's apple, so I can bypass the uvula, larynx, pharynx, and epiglottis before nudging my heart out of the way, going between the lungs and coming to rest on the other side of my esophageal sphincter muscle, comfortably to the pit of my stomach. Thank you very much. Woo! I missed a little. Why do you think dogs do it? It's better the second time around. But folks, as Mr. J said earlier on in the show, we've got some bizarre-looking contraptions up here on the stage. Some of them are going to look familiar to you, but with some slight modifications. Now, this chair is no different. This is not a lazy boy. It's really not even that comfortable. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an actual working replica of Thomas Alva Edison's original design for the electric chair. The exact same design that has been used in the American penal system to execute convicts for over 100 years. When I flip the switch, over 20,000 volts of electrical current will be passing throughout the chair. We're going to give you a demonstration. Now folks, this chair is currently so energized that all I need to do is hold the bulb over the chair and you'll notice it begins to glow. The closer I get to the chair, the brighter it illuminates until you can see and hear the electricity begin to arc.
Is my name Potsy? I just showed my age. Now let's give a little round of applause for that chair. That is the hardest working chair in Guaranteed.
Now, way cooler than the chair itself is why, well, actually, who is going to be sitting in it? Please make a little bit of noise one more time for your very own Miss Electra.
Now, Miss Electra's going to have herself a seat in the chair, and this time when I flip the switch,
That 20,000 volts will be coursing throughout her body, yet she will remain unharmed. Now, as Miss Electra waves her hand over the bulb, notice it gets brighter the closer she gets. If she makes contact, it won't go any further than her own body. You can even hear it. Now, she is electrified all over her body, from the tips of her toes, up her leg, to her hands, all the way up the arm, to the tippy top of her little head. Now, how many of you wonderful people are fans of the Addams Family? Oh, good. She's been dying to show someone her Uncle Fester impersonation all day. Now, folks, one more time, I'm going to turn on the chair. Notice that the bulb actually does illuminate, but it's not very bright here in the sun. So if I want to make it glow brighter, I just need to complete the circuit by giving it a path to ground using my own body. Da-da-da-da. 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 We couldn't afford the rights to the actual song. Now, there is one more really amazing, super cool experiment that you too can do at home with your own electric woman. Who here can tell me what happens when you combine a spark from electricity with a propellant like gasoline? Just shout it out. What do you get? Fire, my little caveman. That's right. It just so happened to ignite the torch using nothing but the most tender part of Miss Electra. You eat it! Here, come here. Open your mouth, say, ah! That's an awesome kid. You're going to go very far. Ladies and gentlemen, make a little bit of noise for Miss Electra. Ladies and gentlemen, how have you enjoyed the Great American Circus Sideshow? Now, folks, this is usually where the show ends, but today we have one extra added attraction to share with you. Now, this extra added attraction is so extreme, it's so bizarre, we're not even allowed to advertise it out front. It's so intense, we don't even perform it on this stage. It's performed behind the white curtain you see right here, where Miss Juju's coming out. She's the keeper of the curtain. She's the one who lets you back. So if you want to go see the extra added attraction, go ahead and start lining up for her. She's going to finish at the sight of blood. This may not be for you. If you have a history of fainting or passing out, this may not be for you. It's not for everybody, but it is completely family friendly. It's educational, in fact, and it's happening in just a moment. Now, this extra added attraction does come with a small extra added cost. It's only one.
I'm so glad to hear that.